Have you ever felt the weight of someone's disdain? That uncomfortable feeling of being underestimated or ignored, as if your presence doesn't matter? Well, what many don't know is that there are smart ways to turn the tables, not through revenge or resentment, but through actions that provoke an unexpected effect. In this guide, we will explore 14 strategies that, when applied wisely, not only make those who despise you feel agonized, but also elevate your self-esteem and personal power. These are not obvious actions. Some of them may even seem counterintuitive at first, but all are based on principles of personal development and Stoic philosophy. Get ready to discover how to turn others' indifference into powerful fuel for your growth. And the best part? These actions don't require a Herculean effort. You can start applying them today and see the changes happen. Please help us share this message of hope and encouragement with others who may be at their own crossroads, unsure of what the future holds, by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. Topic 1. Self-sufficiency and freedom. Imagine for a moment the feeling of walking in a dense forest where each step is your choice. Every direction is decided by you. This is the essence of self-sufficiency in Stoic philosophy. Being self-sufficient means not only having the power to make your own decisions, but also being free from external expectations and pressures. It's like being the captain of your own ship, sailing in calm waters without depending on others' winds. The modern Stoic understands that by becoming self-sufficient, they take total control over their destiny, which brings unparalleled freedom. And like a beacon of resilience, they attract respect and admiration from everyone around them. This concept of self-sufficiency is not just an abstract idea, it's a daily practice reflected in the small and big choices of life. For example, by deciding that your happiness doesn't depend on external validation, you start to build an internal fortress. Stoic philosophy teaches us that this fortress is unbreakable because it is built with bricks of self-discipline and self-confidence. Imagine someone who, instead of being a leaf in the wind, is a rooted tree that doesn't sway with life's storms. This is the power that self-sufficiency brings: stability amidst chaos. Being self-sufficient also means being prepared to follow your path, even if that path is lonely at times. Often, society pushes us into molds that don't align with who we really are. The Stoic, however, recognizes the importance of walking in the direction that makes sense to them, even if it means swimming against the current. And by doing so, they demonstrate a silent strength that disarms any attempt at manipulation. After all, how can you control someone who doesn't submit to others' whims? The modern Stoic stands as an example of independence, showing that it is possible to be happy without the chains of external approval. But this self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolation. On the contrary, it's about being so secure in yourself that you can choose your connections with clarity and purpose. By being self-sufficient, you don't feel obligated to please everyone. Instead, you seek relationships based on mutual respect and shared values. Imagine being the kind of person who, instead of striving to fit in, creates their own space, where those who truly matter are welcomed. This is the power of living according to the Stoic lessons of self-sufficiency, creating a circle of relationships that truly enrich your life. Another vital aspect of self-sufficiency is the ability to say no when necessary. Being self-sufficient means understanding that your time and energy are too precious to be spent on things that don't add value to your life. By focusing on what truly matters, you become more efficient, happier, and above all, freer. The modern Stoic knows that by simplifying their life, they not only gain more time, but also find a clarity of purpose that is rare in today's world. Think of it as sculpting a statue. You remove the excess to reveal the masterpiece that has always been there. This freedom, achieved through self-sufficiency, reflects one of the greatest Stoic lessons. True freedom is not in avoiding responsibilities, but in choosing which ones to carry. When you decide what's worth fighting for and what's not, you become the architect of your own life. It's like having the key to an invisible cell, and by using it, you free yourself from all the chains that kept you bound. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-sufficiency, teaches that true freedom lies in living according to your own values, not according to others' expectations. Now I ask you, how self-sufficient have you been in your choices and in the way you lead your life? Answer in the comments and share your reflections on how you have applied or plan to apply this philosophy in your daily life. Topic 2. Emotional balance and the art of not reacting. Imagine yourself as a serene lake where each small stone thrown creates ripples on the surface, but in its depth calm remains intact. This image is a powerful metaphor for emotional balance, one of the deepest lessons Stoicism can teach us. The modern Stoic understands that true strength is not in reacting to every provocation, but in remaining calm, evaluating the situation clearly and acting only when necessary. This ability not to react impulsively transforms the way you deal with challenges, allowing you to stay firm even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. When you master the art of not reacting, it becomes evident to everyone around you that you are a person of resilience and emotional strength. For example, imagine being in a heated argument, and instead of getting carried away by the moment's heat, you choose to remain calm, letting the storm pass. This attitude not only disarms those who try to destabilize you, but also shows that you are not controlled by others' emotions. In Stoic philosophy, this posture is seen as a reflection of maturity and wisdom, something anyone can cultivate with practice and patience. Modern life is full of stimuli that can lead us to immediate and impulsive reactions, but the Stoic knows that true freedom lies in choosing your responses. Think of everyday situations, like when someone cuts you off in traffic, or when a co-worker makes a nasty comment. The initial impulse might be to retaliate, but the modern Stoic opts not to give that power to the other. Instead, they understand that their inner peace is worth more than a momentary reaction. It's like being the conductor of your own symphony, where each note is carefully chosen to create harmony, not chaos. This approach also helps break the cycle of provocation and conflict, something that is extremely common in human interactions. When you choose not to react, you take the fuel out of the fire that the other is trying to ignite. Imagine someone throwing wood into a fire that simply doesn't catch. It's frustrating, and eventually they give up. Thus, by not reacting, you not only protect your peace but also set an example of behavior that can inspire others to act similarly. The modern Stoic knows that this is one of the most effective ways to transform conflictual relationships into opportunities for mutual growth. Moreover, this practice of maintaining emotional balance doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather understanding them and consciously deciding how to act. Stoicism teaches that all emotions have a purpose, but they shouldn't dominate our actions. Think of emotions as advisors you listen to but don't necessarily follow. This allows you to handle situations more rationally and effectively, rather than being swept away by the heat of the moment. This careful and thoughtful approach impresses those around you, showing that you are a person of discipline and control. Emotional balance is a powerful tool for personal development and for becoming a better person. When you learn the art of not reacting, you begin to realize how liberating it is to live without being a slave to your own emotions. This emotional freedom not only improves the quality of your relationships, but also strengthens your self-esteem, because you see yourself as someone capable of handling any situation with dignity and serenity. The modern Stoic, by practicing this philosophy of life, becomes an example of resilience and clarity, inspiring others to follow the same path. So what have you done to maintain your emotional balance in challenging everyday situations? Answer in the comments and share how Stoicism might be helping you master the art of not reacting. Topic 3. The power of strategic silence. Imagine yourself in a chess game where every move must be carefully calculated. Silence in this game is the piece that few know how to use, but it can turn the game in your favor. In Stoicism, strategic silence is a powerful tool, allowing you to observe, reflect, and decide your next step without revealing your intentions. When you choose silence instead of an impulsive response, you demonstrate an inner strength that confuses and disarms those who try to provoke you. It's like an impregnable fortress that doesn't waver in the face of verbal attacks. Strategic silence is not just the absence of words, but the presence of wisdom. For example, in a conflict situation where everyone expects an explosive reaction, choosing silence makes others' expectations collapse. This creates an environment where you can calmly analyze the situation and decide what truly deserves your energy. The modern Stoic knows that silence can be more eloquent than any speech because it conveys a message of self-confidence and control. Imagine someone who, in the midst of a storm of words, remains unshakable, like a mountain, serene and undisturbed. This practice also reflects the importance of not giving others the power to control your emotions. When you choose not to respond immediately to a provocation, you are telling the world that your inner peace is not for sale. The Stoic understands that often silence is the best response because it doesn't fuel the cycle of conflict but ends it with dignity. Think of silence as a sharp sword that can cut the ties of drama and negativity, leaving you free to continue your path with serenity and purpose. Moreover, strategic silence can be a form of protection. In a world where everyone is ready to judge and criticize, choosing silence allows you to preserve your energy and avoid being dragged into pointless arguments. It's like building a wall around your mind, where only what truly matters can enter. This doesn't mean isolating yourself, but rather choosing carefully where and how you invest your words and thoughts. The modern Stoic uses silence as a tool to maintain mental clarity and protect their inner peace. Silence also has a transformative power in interpersonal relationships. Instead of reacting to criticism or provocations, the Stoic chooses silence as a way of showing that they are not shaken by empty words. This can surprise and even disarm those who seek a reaction. Imagine someone expecting an angry response and instead receiving a calm silence. This not only interrupts the cycle of negativity, but can also lead the other to reflect on their actions. Stoicism teaches us that silence, when well used, can be a more powerful response than any argument. The power of strategic silence lies in its ability to give you time to think before acting. Instead of rushing into decisions or responses, the modern Stoic uses silence to gain time, analyze options, and choose the best path. This habit not only strengthens your discipline, but also increases the likelihood of making wise and effective decisions. Think of silence as a necessary pause in music that makes the melody even more impactful when the notes finally play. Stoicism values this pause, knowing that within it lies true wisdom. And you, how have you used silence in your life? Have you experienced the power of strategic silence to disarm complicated situations? Leave your answer in the comments and share how this Stoic practice has impacted your relationships and decisions. Topic 4. Focus on the essential. Imagine your life as a backpack you carry on your back. With every choice and commitment you take on, more weight is added. Stoicism teaches that to walk lightly and purposefully, it is necessary to focus on the essential, eliminating everything that doesn't add value. This focus on what truly matters is like filtering gold from sand. You set aside distractions and carry only what is precious. The modern Stoic understands that true strength comes from a simplified life, where every action, every choice is directed towards what really matters. By prioritizing the essential, you free up space in your life for what truly matters. Think of a wardrobe full of clothes you never wear, taking up unnecessary space. So is life when it's full of commitments and worries that bring no real benefit. The Stoic, by focusing on the essential, says no to the superfluous and yes to what truly makes a difference. This not only simplifies your life, but also sends a clear message to the world. You know what you want and are committed to it. This type of clarity and determination is one of the greatest strengths anyone can have. Focusing on the essential also means making conscious choices about where you invest your time and energy. Instead of being carried away by distractions, the Stoic wisely chooses the battles worth fighting. Imagine a warrior who doesn't waste his arrows on insignificant targets, but saves each one for the right moment. This is the power of a life focused on the essential. Every action is precise, every choice is strategic. The modern Stoic lives with a clear purpose, and this makes them not only more efficient but also more fulfilled. This minimalist approach also has a profound impact on how you are perceived by others. When you live with a focus on the essential, the people around you begin to notice that you don't get lost in trivialities. They see in you an example of firmness and determination, someone who doesn't get shaken by the distractions of everyday life. This inspires respect and admiration because everyone wants to achieve that level of clarity and purpose. Stoicism teaches that by living according to your deepest values, you become a source of inspiration for others. But how to apply this focus on the essential in daily life? Start by identifying what is truly important to you. What are your values, your goals, your priorities? Then look at the areas of your life where you are investing time and energy and ask yourself, is this aligned with what really matters? If it isn't, have the courage to let it go. This may mean saying no to certain commitments, redefining your priorities, or even changing the course of your life. The modern Stoic knows that every no said to the superfluous is a yes to what really matters. Focusing on the essential also strengthens your ability to live a more intentional and conscious life. Instead of being carried away by the tide of social expectations, you navigate with clarity towards what you really want to achieve. This not only improves your productivity, but also increases your satisfaction with life. Think of what it would be like to live each day knowing that you are moving towards your most important goals without being distracted by what doesn't matter. This is the reward of a life focused on the essential, a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Now I ask you, in which areas of your life do you need to focus more on the essential? Answer in the comments and share how Stoicism can help you eliminate what is unnecessary and concentrate on what really matters. Topic 5. Setting boundaries. Imagine yourself building a fence around a beautiful garden. This fence isn't there to imprison, but to protect what is valuable inside. In life, this fence represents the boundaries you set for yourself and others. In Stoicism, setting clear boundaries is an essential practice to maintain your integrity and inner peace. The modern Stoic understands that by drawing these lines, they not only protect their well-being, but also communicate to others what is acceptable in their interactions. Setting boundaries is ultimately an act of self-love that strengthens the way you see yourself and how others see you. Setting boundaries is a way of taking control over where you invest your time and energy. Think of the times when you found yourself overwhelmed with demands and expectations that weren't yours. The modern Stoic learns to say no when necessary, without guilt or regret. By doing so, they free themselves from external pressures and focus on what really matters. Imagine a navigator who carefully chooses their routes, avoiding unnecessary storms and dangers. So is the life of someone who sets boundaries, a calm and safe navigation towards their goals. In addition to protecting your time and energy, boundaries also serve to preserve your inner peace. By making it clear to others what is acceptable and what isn't, you create an environment where you can thrive without being constantly tested or pressured. This isn't an act of selfishness, but of wisdom. The modern Stoic knows that their serenity is too precious to be compromised by expectations or demands that aren't aligned with their values. Setting boundaries is like installing filters in your life, allowing only what is healthy and constructive to pass through. Boundaries also have the power to transform the way others see you. When you define and defend your boundaries, people begin to respect you more. They realize that you have clarity about what's important to you and that you are not willing to compromise your values. This not only elevates your own sense of self-respect, but also teaches others how to treat you. Stoicism teaches that by being firm in your boundaries, you become a person of character and integrity, someone who inspires confidence and admiration. But how to set these boundaries effectively? Start by identifying your fundamental needs and values. What are the things you are not willing to compromise? Then communicate these boundaries clearly and respectfully, both to yourself and others. This may mean having difficult but necessary conversations, or even re-evaluating relationships that don't respect your boundaries. The modern Stoic understands that this is a crucial part of personal development and being a better person. It's a continuous process of self-knowledge and self-affirmation. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others, but also about saying yes to yourself. It's a commitment to take care of your own mental and emotional health. When you respect your own boundaries, you create a life that is sustainable and aligned with who you really are. Think of it as planting the seeds of a garden that you will care for and nurture over time. With the right boundaries, this garden will flourish and become a constant source of strength and renewal. Now think, what boundaries do you need to set to protect your well-being and maintain your inner peace? Share in the comments how you intend to apply this Stoic practice in your life. Topic 6. The role of time in wisdom. Imagine time as a river that flows constantly, relentless in its course but gentle to those who learn to navigate its waters. In Stoicism, time is seen as a powerful ally, a tool that, when well used, reveals true wisdom. The modern Stoic understands that time is essential for cultivating patience, resilience, and a clear vision of what really matters. By waiting for the right moment to act, you demonstrate a silent confidence and a deep understanding of the circumstances around you, like a master who knows that the art of waiting is as important as action. Patience, as Stoicism teaches, is the ability to endure adversities with serenity, knowing that time will bring the solution or at least a new perspective. Imagine yourself planting a tree. You won't see the fruits the next day, but with time and care, the harvest will be abundant. So it is with life. The fruits of wisdom often require time to mature. The modern Stoic doesn't rush decisions, but waits until emotions have calmed and reason can guide the way. This strategic use of time confuses those who expect an immediate reaction, showing that you are not governed by impulsiveness. Moreover, time allows you to evaluate situations with more clarity and depth. When you are not pressured to act instantly, you can consider all options and choose the wisest one. This is particularly important in moments of crisis, where the first response may not be the best. The modern Stoic learns to use time as a shield, protecting themselves from hasty decisions and avoidable mistakes. Think of time as a lens that reveals details that weren't visible at first glance. By waiting and observing, you discover nuances and possibilities that were hidden, allowing for more precise and effective action. Time is also a patient teacher that teaches us resilience. The difficulties we face today may seem insurmountable, but over time we often realize that they weren't as big as we imagined. The Stoic knows that, like a storm that eventually calms, problems also pass. Time transforms adversities into valuable lessons and strengthens our ability to face new challenges. Imagine time as a forge, where trials are the fire that hardens the blade of your resilience, making it stronger with each strike. This temporal perspective also helps us better deal with emotions. In moments of anger, sadness, or anxiety, time acts as a balm, softening intense feelings and bringing clarity. Stoicism teaches us not to make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions, and time is the factor that allows us to see beyond the present moment. Think of how a sunny morning can change the perspective of a stormy night. The modern Stoic uses time to ensure that their choices are based on wisdom and not on fleeting impulses. Stoicism reminds us that time is finite and that we must use it wisely. Every moment that passes is an opportunity that doesn't return, and the modern Stoic values every second, seeking to live according to their values and goals. Time, when well utilized, becomes the raw material of a full and meaningful life. Think of time as the fabric with which you weave your existence. Every choice is a thread that, when carefully woven, creates a rich and lasting tapestry of life. Now reflect. How have you been using time in your life? Are you waiting for the right moment or rushing into decisions? Share in the comments how Stoicism can help you make time your greatest ally. Topic 7. Stoic resilience. Imagine a robust oak tree in the midst of a furious storm. As the winds howl and the rains lash, the oak stands firm, its roots deeply anchored in the earth. This image encapsulates the essence of Stoic resilience, a virtue that allows you to face adversities with courage and serenity. The modern Stoic understands that resilience is not just the ability to overcome difficulties, but also to grow and strengthen from them. Each challenge is seen as an opportunity to develop a strong mind and an unbreakable spirit, forging the character of someone who doesn't get shaken by life's storms. Stoic resilience teaches us that in the face of difficulties, we should ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Instead of seeing obstacles as enemies, the Stoic sees them as teachers offering valuable lessons. Imagine an athlete who, after each fall, gets up stronger, more prepared for the next competition. Similarly, the modern Stoic uses adversities to strengthen their mind and spirit, knowing that each difficulty overcome is a step towards a more resilient self. This mindset turns every setback into a springboard for personal growth. For Stoics, true resilience is not in avoiding difficulties, but in facing them head-on and with dignity. Imagine a warrior who, instead of fleeing the battle, advances confidently, knowing that each blow received is an opportunity to improve their skills. The modern Stoic adopts this posture when dealing with daily challenges, whether at work, in relationships, or personal issues. They understand that each struggle is a chance to enhance their discipline, patience, and inner strength, becoming increasingly immune to external pressures. Moreover, Stoic resilience involves accepting what cannot be changed without succumbing to despair. This doesn't mean resigning, but rather focusing on what is under your control. Think of a sailor who, when facing a storm at sea, doesn't lament the strong winds, but adjusts their sails to stay on course. The modern Stoic knows that by accepting what cannot be altered, they save energy to deal with what truly matters. This active acceptance strengthens their resilience, allowing them to keep moving forward even in the most adverse conditions. Another crucial aspect of Stoic resilience is the ability to stay calm under pressure. Imagine a doctor in an emergency room surrounded by chaos, but who remains focused and serene, making quick and effective decisions. This calmness in the storm is a hallmark of Stoic resilience. The modern Stoic practices the art of keeping a calm mind, even when everything around seems to be falling apart. They know that panic and anxiety don't solve problems. Clarity of thought and serenity do. This ability to stay centered amid chaos is what distinguishes those who merely survive from those who truly thrive in difficult times. Stoic resilience is a virtue that is cultivated over time, with practice and diligence. It's not something acquired overnight, but built with each small victory over life's difficulties. Think of it as building a fortress. Each stone laid is an experience that contributes to the solidity of the structure. The modern Stoic, by practicing resilience daily, builds a life based on strength, courage, and the ability to face any challenge that comes their way. And you, how have you cultivated resilience in your life? Have you realized how challenges can be opportunities for growth? Share in the comments your experiences and reflections on how Stoic resilience can help you become unbreakable in the face of adversities. Topic 8. The practice of gratitude. Imagine waking up every morning and instead of focusing on the day's worries or challenges, you start by listing the things you are grateful for. The practice of gratitude, one of the pillars of Stoicism, has the power to transform your perspective, bringing out the hidden beauty in life's simple things. The modern Stoic understands that by focusing on what they have instead of what is lacking, they change their energy and create a barrier against negativity. Gratitude is not just an expression of contentment, but a powerful tool of resilience that strengthens your inner peace and improves your relationships. When you respond to criticism or difficult situations with gratitude, you baffle those who expect a negative reaction. Imagine someone expecting you to get irritated, but instead you thank them for the opportunity to learn or grow. This act not only disarms the other person, but also elevates you to a state of serenity. The modern Stoic uses gratitude as a shield, protecting themselves from negativity and keeping their mind focused on what truly matters. Think of it as a filter that retains what is good and discards what doesn't serve your personal development. Gratitude also has a profound effect on your daily interactions. By expressing gratitude, you strengthen your connections with the people around you, creating an atmosphere of positivity and mutual support. Imagine the impact of a simple thank you in a relationship that could easily deteriorate due to misunderstandings or unmet expectations. The modern Stoic knows that by practicing gratitude, they not only improve their own well-being, but also contribute to a more harmonious and healthy environment. Gratitude, therefore, becomes a link that unites rather than divides. Moreover, gratitude helps keep the mind present, anchoring you in the current moment. Often, anxiety and stress stem from our tendency to focus on the past or future, but gratitude brings us back to the here and now. Think of gratitude as a beacon that illuminates the present, highlighting the blessings that might go unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. The modern Stoic practices gratitude as a form of mindfulness, using it to cultivate a strong mind focused on what truly matters. And how can you incorporate more gratitude into your life? Start by creating a daily habit of listing 3 things you are grateful for, whether when you wake up or before you sleep. This could be something as simple as appreciating the sun shining through the window or the health of a loved one. The modern Stoic understands that gratitude is an ongoing practice, something that must be cultivated daily to truly transform your life. Gratitude is like a plant that blooms with care and attention. The more you nurture it, the more it grows and flourishes, bringing beauty and peace to your life. The practice of gratitude also reinforces the idea that true happiness comes from within. By focusing on the things you are grateful for, you realize that you already have everything you need to be happy, regardless of external circumstances. The modern Stoic doesn't seek happiness in material things or in others' approval, but in the simple and constant blessings of life. This realization brings a deep sense of contentment and resilience, allowing you to face challenges with a strong mind and a light heart. Now reflect. What are you grateful for today? How has the practice of gratitude impacted your life? Share in the comments your reflections and experiences on how gratitude can transform your daily life. Topic 9. The value of honesty. Imagine honesty as a crystal-clear mirror that reflects the true essence of who you are. In Stoicism, honesty is not just a virtue, but a commitment to transparency and integrity. The modern Stoic knows that by living with honesty, they don't need to hide anything or worry about keeping up appearances because their life is an open book. This commitment to truth builds a solid foundation of trust, both with others and with oneself. Direct and straightforward honesty is a powerful weapon that disarms criticism and establishes a reputation of unquestionable character. Being honest, however, doesn't mean being cruel or insensitive. The Stoic understands that the truth should be spoken with compassion and respect, like a doctor administering a bitter but necessary cure. Imagine a friend who tells you the truth, even when it's hard, but does so with the intent to help you grow. This is the kind of honesty that the Stoic practices. Honesty that builds up rather than tears down. By adopting this approach, you become a person whom others can fully trust, knowing that you will always tell the truth, but in a way that considers others' feelings and well-being. In addition to strengthening relationships, honesty is also a powerful tool for personal development. When you are honest with yourself, you admit your flaws, recognize your mistakes, and are willing to learn from them. You pave the way for true growth. The modern Stoic doesn't shy away from their imperfections, but faces them head-on, using honesty as a map that guides their journey of self-discovery. Imagine someone who, instead of hiding behind excuses, stands up and takes responsibility for their actions. This attitude not only strengthens your character, but also inspires those around you to do the same. Honesty also simplifies life in ways we often underestimate. When you live with transparency, there's no need to remember lies or manipulate situations to maintain a facade. Think of honesty as a wind that dissipates the clouds of confusion and brings clarity to all areas of your life. The modern Stoic lives according to this philosophy, knowing that the simplicity of being truthful is one of the fastest paths to inner peace. Honesty, therefore, is not just a moral virtue, but a practical strategy for a lighter and more serene life. Another benefit of honesty is the way it builds a solid reputation. When you are known for being honest, people trust you and seek your advice, knowing they will receive genuine and authentic answers. Imagine being the kind of person others turn to in times of doubt, because they know you are a beacon of truth in a world often shrouded in illusions. The modern Stoic understands that this reputation isn't built overnight, but through a constant commitment to truth in all their interactions. Honesty is a virtue that brings freedom. By living according to the truth, you free yourself from the chains of falsehood and the need to maintain appearances. This freedom allows you to live authentically, aligned with your values and principles. Think of honesty as a key that opens the doors to a life of integrity and peace. The modern Stoic values this freedom, knowing that by being honest, they are in harmony with themselves and the world around them. Now think, how has honesty shaped your interactions and your personal growth? Have you practiced truth with compassion and integrity? Share in the comments your experiences and reflections on the transformative power of honesty. Topic 10. The power of negative visualization. Imagine yourself before a storm approaching on the horizon. You can choose to ignore it, hoping it passes without major damage, or you can prepare to face it by reinforcing your home and stocking up on supplies. Negative visualization, a central concept in Stoicism known as premeditatio malorum, is this mental preparation for the challenges that may arise. The modern Stoic uses this practice to anticipate difficulties and adversities, not with pessimism, but with the intention of being ready to face them with serenity and resilience. It's like a mental shield that strengthens your mind and minimizes the emotional impact of problems when they actually appear. This practice of imagining negative scenarios might seem unsettling at first, but it offers immense power, the power to be one step ahead. When you visualize possible setbacks and prepare for them, you reduce the element of surprise, which is often what destabilizes people the most. Imagine yourself planning a trip and considering everything that could go wrong: delays, lost luggage, changes in plans. By doing this, you mentally equip yourself to handle any situation, turning what could be a stressful experience into something you are already prepared to manage. The modern Stoic understands that negative visualization isn't about expecting the worst, but about being prepared for the unexpected. In addition to preparing you for adversities, negative visualization also teaches you to value what you already have. By imagining the loss of something dear, whether a relationship, a job, or even your health, you begin to appreciate these things more deeply while they are still part of your life. It's like looking at your life through a lens that highlights the value of things that are often taken for granted. The modern Stoic practices this preventive gratitude, knowing that awareness of impermanence makes every moment more precious and worthy of being lived fully. Negative visualization also strengthens your emotional resilience. By mentally confronting the worst possible scenarios, you desensitize yourself to the fear and anxiety these scenarios can cause. Think of it as a warrior who, before the battle, already considers the possible wounds they might suffer, but in doing so, becomes more courageous and determined. The modern Stoic uses this practice to build a strong mind capable of facing any challenge with calmness and determination. It's a preparation that not only minimizes the impact of suffering, but also expands your capacity for overcoming. Another benefit of negative visualization is that it encourages preventive action. When you anticipate possible problems, you are more likely to take steps to avoid them, or at least mitigate them. Imagine a sailor who, anticipating a storm, adjusts their sails and reinforces their boat's hull. Similarly, the modern Stoic takes concrete actions to protect what is important, avoiding or reducing the impact of adversities. This proactive mentality is a differential that prepares you to navigate the turbulent waters of life with more confidence and less surprise. Negative visualization is a powerful tool for personal development. It teaches us to be less attached to outcomes and more focused on the process of preparation and adaptation. By anticipating what might go wrong, you learn to be flexible and find alternative solutions even when things don't go as planned. Think of it as solving a puzzle before the pieces are fully scrambled. The modern Stoic knows that life is unpredictable, but with negative visualization, they are always prepared to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Now I ask you, how can you start applying negative visualization in your life? What challenges can you anticipate and prepare for better? Share in the comments your reflections on this Stoic practice and how it can strengthen your resilience. Topic 11. Controlled indifference, the power of choosing your battles. Imagine yourself on a battlefield where arrows fly from all directions. If you try to fight every enemy that appears, you will end up exhausted and vulnerable. Stoicism teaches us the art of controlled indifference, which is the wisdom of carefully choosing the battles that truly deserve our energy and attention. The modern Stoic understands that not everything in life requires a reaction, and that often the true strength lies in letting go of what is not under your control. By choosing your battles wisely, you can serve your energy for what truly matters, keeping your focus and inner peace intact. This controlled indifference is a skill that develops with practice and reflection. Think of everyday situations where you encounter small provocations or unfair criticism. The initial impulse might be to react and defend yourself, but the modern Stoic knows that not all provocations deserve a response. It's like being in a parade of noise. By choosing which sounds you really listen to, you avoid mental and emotional exhaustion. Controlled indifference is the practice of ignoring what doesn't add value to your life, allowing you to focus on issues that truly have meaning. This approach also reflects a deep understanding of what is under our control and what isn't. The modern Stoic learns to distinguish between what can be changed and what must be accepted. Imagine trying to control the weather. No matter how much you worry or try to influence it, it will follow its natural course. Similarly, There are many things in life that simply cannot be changed, and fighting against them only results in frustration and exhaustion. Controlled indifference is the key to living in peace with these realities, allowing you to focus on shaping what you can truly influence. Moreover, controlled indifference strengthens your ability to stay calm and focused in challenging situations. When you choose not to react to negative stimuli, you demonstrate a silent confidence that disarms those who try to provoke you. Imagine a chess player who, instead of rushing into every move, calmly observes the opponent's strategy before making their move. The modern Stoic applies this same patience in daily life, understanding that often the best move is to do nothing. This isn't passivity, but a conscious choice of where and when to invest your energy. The practice of controlled indifference also frees you from others' opinions. The modern Stoic knows they can't control what others think or say, but they can control how they react to it. Imagine being like an unshakable rock in the middle of a stream. The waters may try to drag you, but you remain firm. By developing this skill, you become immune to criticisms and praises that have no substance, keeping your course and integrity regardless of external influences. Controlled indifference is a form of self-preservation that allows you to live according to your values, without being sidetracked by unnecessary distractions or conflicts. By choosing your battles wisely, you reserve your energy for what truly matters and contributes to your personal growth and well-being. Think of it as a gardener who removes weeds so that their plants can flourish. The modern Stoic knows that by practicing controlled indifference, they are creating a space where what is essential can grow and thrive. Now reflect. Which battles in your life truly deserve your attention, and which can you let go of? Share in the comments how controlled indifference can help you live with more serenity and purpose.